This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism. This is Intercontinental Ifatunde. This is Black Thanos. This is the notorious RBG. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism live at the grave of the greatest woman to ever walk American soil, the greatest female revolutionary of the 19th century, one of the greatest soldiers for freedom and justice in the history of the world. Her name is Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, born approximately 1820, left this world for the next world on March the 10th of 1913, a bold black woman who caught a serious disease as a child, but she didn't give up. Got hit in the head with a weight as a child, but she didn't give up. Slave master said she wasn't worth 6 pence, but she wouldn't give up. Escaped from slavery, went back, helped her mother and her father, went back, helped her brothers and sisters, went back, and helped over 300 Africans who she didn't even know along the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad existed before Harriet Tubman, but she would reinvent the Underground Railroad. Brothers and sisters, this black woman who fought for the rights of black women, who was a soldier in the Civil War. She was the only woman in American history to lead troops into battle. I said Queen Mother Harriet Tubman was the only woman in American history to lead soldiers into battle. I'm going to say it one more time. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman was the only woman in American history to ever lead soldiers into battle during the Civil War, when she led a group of black soldiers on a raid that single-handedly freed more than 800 enslaved Africans, brothers and sisters. And when she was done, she didn't stop there. She bought some land from the governor of New York, Governor Seward, I believe his name was. And she bought land and used that land to open up a home for old folks. She would take people of any race, but she wanted to primarily help her own race, because when enslaved African elders were no longer of any use to the slave master, they would turn them loose in the streets to die homeless and cold and hungry. And Queen Mother Harriet Tubman said, that's not right. So she saved the money that she made during the Civil War, because she was never officially given a wage as a soldier. She was never officially given a wage as a scout in the Civil War. She was never officially given a wage as a nurse in the Civil War, brothers and sisters. So the money that she made, she raised it by taking care of soldiers when they were sick. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman was also a herbalist, brothers and sisters. She was a herbalist. When the soldiers in the Civil War was wounded, Queen Mother Harriet Tubman would go to the trees and go to the plants, and she would extract the herbal juice and essence of the plants and trees, and she would use that. And at night, she would go around and nurse and doctor to the wounded black and white soldiers in the Civil War. That's how she made money. She would wash their clothes. She would cook their food. That's how she made money. And she saved those pennies and brought them back to New York and built a house for elderly black folks, built a farm to raise money, built a hospital. We don't even have a hospital today. And this black woman who was unlettered, unread, did not receive a formal education, but was more intelligent and had more insight and foresight than most of us living with all of our college degrees, brothers and sisters. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman had an old folks home, and she was in the process of opening up a hospital. I think she did finish the hospital, or she died just before the hospital was completed, brothers and sisters. That's what we're talking about. Harriet Tubman was in the process of building a hospital in racist America after the Civil War during Reconstruction, and we don't have a hospital without 2 billion trillions of dollars that we making every year, brothers and sisters. So I could not go back to Philadelphia. I could not go back to Philadelphia until I stopped at the grave of Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, after I'd already visit my 4 times great-grand cousin and kinsman, the great Frederick Douglass in Rochester. I had to drive 2 hours over here today from Buffalo. I had to drive 2 hours from Buffalo to come pay respects to the Queen, brothers and sisters. I had to come pay respects to the Queen. This woman right here is my #1 revolutionary ancestor, right next to Nat Turner. Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman go side by side. And at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, the highest stage of excellence will be the Nat Turner Harriet Tubman Award. The highest stage of excellence will be the Nat Turner Harriet Tubman Award, brothers and sisters. So I am here paying respects to the Queen. I am here paying respects to the Queen. That's right, brothers and sisters. I remember the first time I visited the grave of Harriet Tubman. She came to me in a dream. The first time I visited the grave with Brother Ross and Sister Twiggy down in Syracuse, the first people to bring me to Syracuse, also the first people to bring me here to the grave of Harriet Tubman. Once I got back to Philadelphia, okay, Queen Mother Harriet came into my grave, and it go Eshu Elegba, the Orisha that opens up the gates, the road of Getty Nimbo, Eshu Elegba, you understand, Elegbara, the road, the Orisha that opens up the roads in the past. I had to bring Eshu with me and ask Eshu to open up the pathway so I could communicate to Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. I have to call on Orisha or Yah, the mother of the storms and transformation and revolutionary changes, and the leader of the Agungun Society, to let me speak to Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. Let me speak to the Honorable Frederick Douglass. It's all about the ancestors, brothers and sisters. It's all about the ancestors, brothers and sisters. That's what we do. That's what we do. Yes, brothers and sisters. It's all about the ancestors. King Kong Consciousness, live at the grave. Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. It's the queen and the prince. It's the queen and the prince, brothers and sisters. They can make jokes about it, but I'm serious about honoring my ancestors. They can laugh about it, but I'm serious about honoring my ancestors, because I stand on her shoulders. I stand on their shoulders. So every time I get a chance to go to a gravesite and pay respects to those who come before me, the Prince of Pan-Africanism will do that. Yes, indeed. I'm wearing the jacket of the MAP program out of Rochester, New York. My brother Kareem, you understand, brother Jerry, working with the young folks. He gave me this jacket as a gift when I was in Rochester. I'm loving his jacket, Reem. I'm loving his jacket. Can't wait to come back to Rochester and speak with the young folks in the MAP program. But it's the Prince of Pan-Africanism and Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. We locked and loaded. It's the Prince of Pan-Africanism and Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. We locked and loaded. Next stop, Brooklyn, New York, Tuesday, January 12th, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad birthday. Next stop, Brooklyn, New York, Tuesday, January the 12th, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad birthday. Charleston, South Carolina on Dr. King birthday, Friday the 15th. And Macon, Georgia, Saturday the 16th, the Prince is coming. Miami, Florida, Sunday, January 31st. Miami, Florida, Sunday, January the 31st. Hit that Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit that PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. We're about to shake up the world this summer. We're about to shake up the world. The grand opening of the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Elementary School, the Nat Turner, Jean-Jacques Dessalines Gymnasium. We not playing with y'all. I'm a nation builder. I ain't got time for games. I'm a nation builder. Put your institutions up, not your DVDs, not your books, not your documentaries, not your YouTube videos, not your summer events. Put up your institutions. Harriet Tubman built a hospital. What we gonna do? Harriet Tubman built an old folks home. What we gonna do? She ain't have no college degrees, and that's what she did. It's our time. Peace and black power. The king is out. Peace and black power. The king is out. Y'all know the number, 215-989-9858.